Sadly, for Drawn Together, by the time we get to the third season, which was 14 episodes, there was quite a lot of bad episodes. Season 3, this is really where the series fell off the cliff and died. Not only were the creators distracted by the likes of the Xbox 360 and Halo 3 when that came out in the mid to late 2000s, 2007, by the 2006, 2007, that point. Season 3, they had a lot of, you know, they wouldn't get the fucking episodes out on time, and this led to Comedy Central basically saying, no, we're scrapping Drawn Together, a potential baby spin-off of Drawn Together. We're scrapping Drawn Together in general, and it can pretty much cancelled by Comedy Central. Then and there in season 3. And also the comedy pretty much went to the straightforward, let's just be offensive for the sake of being offensive, when in season 1 and 2 it didn't really, it was offensive, but it was kind of layered in a bit more smartness and a bit of different blends of comedy styles, whereas this one was just kind of the the generic, let's just, you know, be offensive for the sake of being offensive. And Drawn Together at one point was more risky to what it was going away with than what Family Guy and South Park would get away with. Like, there is one of my favourite episodes in season 3 is called Spelling Applebee's, and that's an episode where Captain Hero and Princess Clara, let me just reverse that, the necrophiliac and the racist get together, and she only finds him interesting if she's aroused by car crashes. Literally, she has a fucking orgasm to to the sounds of like cars crashing and people dying in car crashes and shit like that. You know, it's some fucked up shit basically Drawn Together ends up being. But in the first 2 seasons where it was kind of like so fucked up, where you could kind of like get some bits and pieces laughter, season 3 it's kind of like Jesus Christ. Like, it still has its funny moments here and there, but it's just, you can definitely tell that the creators and everyone just working on Drawn Together, barring the cast, stopped giving a shit basically. But I'll get into the good episodes and all that stuff, and we've still got the movie to talk about as well, which is another disaster. Favourite episode, Spelling Applebee's already mentioned. Worst episode was the Clip Show, which was the series finale. They didn't like Waldorf's long title. I can't remember the entire episode title, so I just called it that. Unrestrainable, Trainable, long title, another long title. Breakfast Food Killer, in which it was literally about the cereal, the breakfast characters, you know, like Frankenberry, fucking the Nesquik, Bunny, Count Chocula, shit like that, basically. But with Waldorf, and then a clip show in which was just a really shit clip show in which we finally end out it. They pull out a box full of shit. They say they read it and they read that they're unemployed, and they walk out of the door saying that they've been cancelled. And there's all kinds of meta humour at the fact that Drawn Together got cancelled, such as TV Guide basically saying that it's the final episode and stuff like that. And it would get even more brought up in the movie, in fact, that meta-ness. And also their general bitterness towards being cancelled by Comedy Central. It really could have been as big as South Park, but and even Futurama when that came on Comedy Central, but they just didn't give a shit by the time they got to the third season. Average episodes: Freaks and Geeks, Charlotte's Web of Lies, in which Spanky falls in love with Charlotte from Charlotte's Web, and they have babies and these pig spider hybrid babies, and I swear the spider makes panty set out of out of Spanky's face for some weird reason. It was really weird. Foster care, in which we get introduced to Ling Ling going back to going foster care to Uncle Ben, who's literally riding high on the fame of the rice brand, literally. And then the Foxy episode, another average episode. Again, the good episode, Spelling Applebee's. Again, that's the one where Princess Clara has a love over car crashes and horns off to it. Ray, pretty good episode. Lost in the Parking Space, some really good two-parters. And Drawn Together Babies, which I found pretty amazing, even though it was a lot of the humour was just mainly let's all bring up these big words. Like, I think there's one joke. Yeah, I can't remember the entire joke. One of the punchlines was just stick it up your G spot, and then they laugh. They like piss themselves laughing, and then they'll say, "What the heck's a G spot? How would I know? I'm just a baby." And it's like, yeah, that's the entire humor. But it also serves as origin stories for how the characters basically became all these like fucked up traits that they'd have, such as Foxy slutting herself out as a baby, Spanky find pissing on someone, pissing on Ling Ling making up this Japorian language, which is a portmanteau of Japanese and Korean. He speaks that, by the way. In fact, he spoke English actually as a baby, but because they weren't paying attention to him, he decided to speak in Japorian. And Captain Hero shags the dead corpse of their babysitter because necrophilia. Jesus Christ. It's a bad season. There's a lot of bad things in the season that really holds it back. And it's clear and obvious that the creators stopped giving a shit.